Has the plot of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie leaked? And how pissed off are fans? Hey everyone, this is Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thanks for stopping by. If you like Star Wars, looking forward to Skeleton Crew finale tomorrow, or the Mando and Grogu movie, hit that subscribe button. Talk about it all of the time. But I want to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie today on the Christian Harloff Show. Him and John Roca were talking about a possible leak. Now, last week they dropped news that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were going to come back for Ahsoka Season 2. And today they mentioned who might be just one of, if you read the title of the video, it's one of the villains of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But that doesn't matter. Everybody's losing their minds. If you don't want to know what it is, hit pause, come back in a year and a half, and finish this video after you see the movie. And all this grain of salt, though, right? Just total grain of salt. Nothing has been confirmed. I'm sure we're going to get a Mandalorian and Grogu teaser coming up very soon. Star Wars Celebration Japan is coming. I would not be shocked if a trailer is released, at least for the people over there, right? We may not get hear from people over there, and then we'll see leaks and whatnot. We did get like that little snippet from D23, and it looked phenomenal. So hold your assholes when it comes to this movie. I think it's going to be a fantastic film. Rebel Scum Podcast, several months ago, I did a video on how I believe this movie is going to be great. I might post this on the channel. Maybe I'll post it after this video. You guys can see that, because I truly believe in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. All that aside, so the fans online are going ballistic because how dare they do this to Star Wars? First of all, Star Wars fans are terrible fans because no matter what you say, they get mad. Now, apparently, Embo, bounty hunter Embo, is going to kidnap Rotta the Hutt, voiced by Jeremy Allen White, which was announced like a month or so ago. And Mando and Grogu are hired to rescue them from Embo. Now, that is a very surface level synopsis, bare minimum, bare bones of what this possibly could be about. I don't know why people are complaining. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but be respectful. I want to know why people are complaining, because to me, this is a movie about bounty hunters going after a bounty. If you watch season 3 of The Mandalorian, which from people's reactions, I believe they did not, you find out at the end that Mando and Grogu go back to just a simple life of bounty hunting. That's what they're going to do. They are going to bounty hunt. And so it seemed very realistic that season 4, and now this movie instead of season 4, would be them returning to form, returning to bounty hunting. And that's exactly what they're doing. But now you add a deadly bounty hunter in the mix of their bounty hunting. That, to me, is exciting. Now, people are complaining, but it's Embo. I don't know who Embo is, and I don't want to watch the Clone Wars to find out who Embo is. Embo's a bounty hunter. There you go. You're welcome. I just told you. That's all you need to know. As far as, I don't know what the movie is, but he's a bounty hunter, which tells you all you need to know about a bounty hunter. He is a ruthless bounty hunter. We'll add the word ruthless in there, just so you are aware. So I think that makes complete sense, and it adds some drama to it. How well do they know each other? What do they know of each other? Do they respect each other? Now you can have a backstory and a little bit more fleshed out drama between the situation. Again, this is the bare bones of this story. There's probably more going on, more to it. We know Sigourney Weaver's in it. Who knows what role she plays, but we know there's going to be more to it, obviously. And speaking of Mandalorian Season 3, I enjoyed Mandalorian Season 3, but I will say I think at one point I actually thought it was one of the better. It probably was the weakest. The problem with Mando Season 3 is it was a movie chopped up into 8 pieces. It should have just been a movie. And now I'm glad they're doing that with Season 4. They're going to make it a movie. Now look, people are complaining, that's not a big enough villain. I need someone bigger. No, you don't. You don't need someone bigger. You think you do. And the reality is there probably is someone bigger behind the scenes. There probably is someone bigger, but you don't need anyone bigger. You need just one goal. You need a goal, a story. A story trumps everything. Do you need a bigger villain? Do you need Snoke? Is that what you need? You need your Snoke? Snoke was okay? Snoke did nothing in those movies, and he was the bigger villain. You don't need a bigger villain. You need a good, written, fleshed out villain. That's what you need. And Embo's a bounty hunter, like I said, and they're going to go after this. That is just the plot. What happens in between there is what's going to make you like it or not. If I read you the plot synopsis of Empire Strikes Back, you'd be like, that sounds stupid, because there's nothing to it. It's Han, Leia, and Chewie are just flying off, and Luke is training with an alien named Yoda. Like, that's the whole movie, except there's a big, nice twist at the end. And it's a friggin' phenomenal, perfect movie. Let's be real here. but the synopsis doesn't sound like that. So I would chill our buttholes on what we think of the synopsis going into this. I would have faith in this. I think this movie is going to be great. It has to be great. Kind of like Skeleton Crew had to be great. And I actually did a video on that a little while ago. And I think this show is great. The ratings obviously are not great for Skeleton Crew, but that's due to the oversaturated market of Star Wars right now, the reception to the accolade, how that just kind of put a bad taste in a lot. I know a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people didn't. A lot of non-Star Wars fans did it, and that put a bad taste in people's mouths when it comes to Star Wars, and they're like, I don't think I want to watch this next one. The ratings have been going up slightly every week, I believe. I think you're going to see a jump when it's all done and people are going to binge it, because I think word of mouth on this show has been fairly strong. I think people will eventually give it a shot. I think if the final episode connects somehow to the greater Mandoverse, I don't know if it will. I'm not suspecting it will either, but it could. I think could have massive implications for the Star Wars universe. Galaxy, I should say, for Star Wars as a whole, depending on how they tell it. And so if they do that and they do that correctly and they do that in a fulfilling way, that could drive people to also want to watch it. So I think the binge views are going to be massive for Skeleton Crew. And I think that's been, Mandalorian Season 1, Mandalorian Season 2, and Andor. I think, and Skeleton Crew kind of, but I would say those ones specifically have been the only shows Disney has given us on Disney Plus, the Star Wars shows, that shouldn't have been movies. Every other one, if you look, Boba Fett, Mandalorian Season 3, Ahsoka even, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 100,000 million% on that one. What else we have? Whatever else. If you look at all of those are one story that were just chopped up into pieces. They should have just been a movie. All of those should have been a movie. I think they would work better as a movie. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't even think there's a question that works better as a movie. I think everyone collectively said that would have been better as a movie, because you could trim the fat, you can connect things a little better, you can tighten it up if it's a movie, but on the show, you got it, you're stretching it out 6 episodes, whatever it is, and it doesn't quite work. Like Mandalorian Season 3, like I said, I enjoyed it, but the first 2 episodes especially, they just stopped. Just like the episodes were going, and then they just, no, we hit our time for the week, let's move on. Skeleton Crew, I found it has been better on the weekly televised serial aspect of it, but again, it's still one giant story, and every time I watch it, I'm like, this could just be a movie. I would like this just to be a movie, but now we're getting just a movie, and people are complaining that it's just a movie, so you can't appease Star Wars fans. We'll see. The budget of the Mando and Grogu movie is small, so it's going to be a small, intimate story anyway, I believe, for Star Wars. I believe it is, and that's why I think Embo works, and I think he's going to work with Mando Grogu going after a bounty hunter, trying to rescue this little, or not, he's not a baby anymore, but this Hutt character that we're all going to be like, that's awesome, he's a Hutt. I think that's what they're going to go for. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the Mando and Grogu movie is going to be what people wanted Solo to be. That's what I think. So I would say that this movie is not going to hit $1 billion. I don't think it will. But again, when the trailer comes, we'll have to see how it is with the trailer. I have full faith in the Mando and Grogu movie, despite what we heard today, because I still think that works. We don't know anything else about it, so I don't know why people are like, I can't believe they would just do that. No. They have to, Star Wars is on a spot now where we haven't had a movie in 5 years. Arguably not in a good, I don't even know what's argued, but they're not in a good place right now with fans or general audiences. So they got to rebuild that. You have to regain the trust. And I think Skeleton Crew, and I said this in that video, this is the first step, right? This is the olive branch. Trust us. Trust Skeleton Crew. I promise you this is going to be good. And now we have Andor Season 2. Andor Season 2 is a weird one. It's going to be great, but some fans will think it's boring. Some will think it feels like Star Wars, and it's just going to be what it is. And it's going to tie into Rogue One and move on. But Skeleton Crew, I think, was the first, look how good this is. We trust us with Star Wars again. Trust us. And fans are not going to immediately trust Disney Star Wars, obviously. That's just not how it's going to work, right? It's not like, oh, well, I enjoyed Skeleton Crew, let's move on. Skeleton Crew is a kid show, and they're nailing it on all cylinders as far as I'm concerned. But what they're going to do, and then we have Mando and Grogu, and that one has to be just like Skeleton Crew. It doesn't have to break anything. It doesn't have to blow the lore wide open. It has to live within the Star Wars world and tell us that they can tell a story within the Star Wars world. Within the Star Wars world is key, though. It has to, and the Mandoverse has really, really respected the Star Wars lore and canon and all that. So if they do that, they have a fun adventure. We're all like, that's good. And then the next movie, which could be the Sean Levy Rey movie, that's when things start to matter. That's when we have to go, oh, okay, now what do you got? And then the next one, but that one has to be good. And then the next one, whatever the Filoni thing is, that one has, and it's just going to be these building blocks, and they have to regain our trust. So it's going to be a slow process, but they have to prove that they can tell Star Wars movies in the Star Wars world and respect the canon and lore of Star Wars that fans know and love. They have to do that respect. And they lost, look, whether you like The Last Jedi or not, that movie lost a lot of fans. A lot of fans. I mean, that's when the Great Divide happened, right? That's when people were like, or like, it's the greatest movie ever. It's the worst movie ever. And that's what that was. So I think you have to just take a step back and say, like, okay, I think the Mando and Grogu movie, I think there's too much riding on this for it not to be good. I think it's going to be a small movie. It's not costing, the budget's not massive on it. It's less than Andor and less than Acolyte, I believe. So I would just be like, okay, let's see what they got. I think it's going to be good. I think this is a nice quest for them to go on. Everyone loves Hutts. And for all we know, this is, a third of the movie. For all we know. Like I said, the video, which I'll link in the description, one of the villains. It's exclusive. Embo is one of the main villains in the Mandalorian and Grogu. One of. I think there's a bigger baddie at play, and we're going to learn a lot more why the Hutt was kidnapped. We're going to learn a lot more about that. We're learning a lot more who hired Embo. Like, that's no one, for some reason now, all the complainers aren't complaining about who hired the bounty on the Hutt, on Rotta the Hutt. Nobody is talking about that. And that's the fascinating thing, is who is it and why? And as long as they have those answers, I think we are in for one hell of a Star Wars ride. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give us a like and a subscribe. Until next time, may the force of others be with you.